What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about how I came out as bisexual. Alright, so before we start the video, I want to make two announcements. My first announcement is, I want to thank my first 5 subscribers for, subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the content, and I hope you stick around for more. Okay, for my second announcement, I don't know if I mentioned this before yet, but I said I was going to do 2 videos a week. Well, I decided I'm just going to do 1 video a week, and I'm going to upload it on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so let's get to the initial reason why you actually clicked on this video. So I want to say maybe I came out to my sister as bisexual first, and she was okay with it. Now, this was about middle school for me when I came out to my sister. I want to say I was in like 7th grade, and at this time I had been watching tons of coming out stories, and I heard so many different stories where people were disowned, or their parents didn't love them anymore, or their parents didn't support them, and it was just really terrifying for me. So that's when I thought, well, I'm not gonna tell my mother, because those things could happen to me, and I was only in 7th grade. I mean, it could only have gotten worse from there. And now that I've told the little backstory, let's fast forward to 9th grade. So when I was about 13, maybe 14 in 9th grade, I guess it depends on when your birthday starts, I met this girl. Anyway, I had met this girl, and we used to text all day, every day. And it got to the point where, I had to go to bed at a certain time. I don't know about most people, but I did. And my mother realized that I was still texting almost 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock at night. So she told me to stop texting at 10. Well, of course I didn't, since this was the first real person that I had liked in a long time. I disobeyed everything that she told me, and I continued to do it anyway. Now, the kind of phone I had back then was a basic LG Voyager phone from Verizon, and it was the phone that you could had a touch screen, and you could touch the talk and the end button, and then you could literally flip it open, not slide it, but flip it open, and you had a keypad. And so mine had hinges on it, and at this point my hinges started to get really loose, and one of them actually came off. So my phone was still working just fine, it's just one hinge was broken. And so my mother ordered a new phone for me to get. I feel like it was a Monday that this happened. I know it was a school day, but I feel like this was a Monday for some reason. So that Monday, I gave my mom my phone. I turned it off, and I gave it to her, and I went to school. And so what she was doing with the phone was, she had the new one ordered to her job, and she took my old one, and I guess she had to return it to Verizon, and she wanted to make sure the new phone worked. So what she did was, she turned it on, and then all of my messages started coming through. The phone that I had was a basic phone, and for all of you that know how a basic phone works, when you get a message, you can click view now or view later. Well, you don't have to it doesn't just pop up. And so my mom went into my messages and clicked view now, and read all the messages that I was sending to this girl with her name on the phone. And she read all of them, and then she realized that I was still texting and calling late hours of the night, 2 and 3 in the morning, and she wasn't thrilled. Alright, so let's fast forward until after school. So I got home about maybe 3:21, maybe 3:30, and my mom came home about 5. And so she came in my room, and she said, we need to talk. She closed my door, and she sat in my computer chair, and she had the phone, and I immediately knew what was going on. I was like stonewall, and my stomach just started turning, and I was nervous. My hands were sweating, and I think I started to stutter just a tad, because I just knew that I was gonna be disowned. I just knew it. So she says, I read your messages and I see who you've been talking to. And she was like, do you like girls? And I said, yes. And so she said, are you bisexual? And I said, yes. Out of nowhere, the most incredible thing happened. She said, well, okay. She was fine, really. She was like, I already kind of knew. She said, you didn't talk about boys. Well, like, girls your age were doing. She said, you never talked about them. You never wanted to hang out with them. She was like, I had a feeling. You know, it was just mom's intuition. Then the second thing she said was, I also realized that you've been texting and calling after I told you not to on your phone. So I'm thinking, oh crap, she's about to take my phone and then I won't be able to talk to this girl and it's going to be horrible. She didn't do that. Well, because we have Verizon, there's like this feature if you're the host on the account and you have other mobile accounts on it, that you can restrict texting and calling to specific people. And so what she did was she restricted everyone else I could talk to but her. So I could call her at any time or any day or text her any time or any day except everyone else after 10 p.m. After that, she gave her my phone and she went in the living area. So I was in there and I was thinking, like, I can't believe this shit just happened. Oh man. It waited maybe like 20 minutes, maybe 15 before I left my room. And the way my room was set up, when I came out, it was like living area was right there. And she's on the couch and she's laying the other way. And I looked at her and I could see she was crying. I was like, you know, trying to figure out why she was crying. And she just said she wasn't crying because she was happy that she knew more about me. She wasn't crying because she thought she failed as a parent. She was actually only crying because she thought our relationship was better than that. She thought that our relationship was a bit more open, that I could tell her anything. And the only thing I could really say was I saw so many videos on YouTube where people get disowned by their parents or their parents don't love them anymore, and it scared the shit out of me. Well, I didn't say, you know, that, but, you know, it frightened me and I was worried. All she could say was, you shouldn't have to be worried because I love you for who you are and that isn't going to change. And then she said, well, now I can make gay jokes. I was relieved and I was happy because I could be who at the time, you know, I felt as a person, and I could love anyone that I wanted to love. This just goes to show that don't always be afraid to tell your parents. I know for me, when I was in 7th grade and I saw so many negative videos, well, not negative videos, negative reactions to people coming out to their parents, and it scared me that I didn't even tell my mom. And then in 9th grade, when she found out, it like blew up in my face that all parents aren't going to have the same reaction. And I don't know how it works now, is if there are even more YouTube videos where parents are kicking their kids out and they're disowning them. But I just wanted to let everyone know that it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes you have to give your parents the benefit of the doubt, even though it could go either way. They could hate you or they could love you, but sometimes they could love you, and that's what happened with me. I also want to say that if your parents have ever hinted towards homophobic things like gays are bad or the LGBT community is horrible and into sin and all of this, then I do advise that you do not come out to them, because it could only be a horrible result for you. But if your parents have never said anything and they're like, oh, gay people are you know, they're cool, you know, it's just, I'm not against it, you know, they're not hurting me. If they've ever hinted towards something that is not negative, they've never said anything horrible, then maybe you should come out to them. However, it's different when it's your own kid, but if that's how they view other people deep down, then they will eventually come around to you, and they may not mind as much, and they'll even begin to support you, and they'll even buy you like rainbow rings, because I have one of those. My mother got one for me. Well, I think I met all of my points for this video. I do, however, have a trans coming out video that I do think I want to make for those of you who are thinking about coming out as trans. Until then, I hope you guys like this video. a million times. I hope you comment a million, gazillion, trillion things. And I also hope you subscribe, but only once, because if you subscribe twice, then you guys will unsubscribe, and that will make me sad, and you will miss out on all the wonderful, beautiful, random, crazy things that will be on this channel. So, okay, peace out.